Good to go? All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome. We will call to order this meeting of the Lawrence County Board of Elections. Today is Monday, April 22, 2024. It's not on here, but I think it'd be appropriate if we had the Pledge of Allegiance. So Tim, could you lead us?
I certainly will, thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Chris, could you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Sanada,
Here.
Commissioner Kennedy,
Here.
Commissioner Vogel.
Here, we have a quorum. Couple of housekeeping items. A note for the record that this meeting was advertised in accordance with the Sunshine Law. The legal ad did appear in the Newcastle News. Also, if you have any type of an electronic communication device, if you could please put it on silent or vibrate, we'd appreciate your doing that. We always have time for public comment. In fact, we'll have two opportunities for public comment, one in just a moment, and then prior to adjournment. We welcome your comments. We ask that they be related to election board matters, and that if you're able to limit your time to about 5 minutes, we would appreciate that courtesy. You're welcome to speak both times, one of the two times, or if you're just here to listen, that's equally fine. Before I do open it for public comment, let me see if my colleagues have any opening remarks. Mr. Sanada, anything? No. Okay, thank you. Mr. Kennedy? No. Okay, thank you, sir. So let me open it for public comment if anybody has one. Mrs. Hahn.
Hi, I would like to see a copy of the meeting minutes before they're approved. If you have a.
Do we have an extra set down there? If not, I can give you mine.
But
You have one, Chris?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else, Mrs. Hahn?
Well, I'm just gonna scan really quickly. I was looking at the resolution 10. I was at the last meeting, if you recall, and I certainly understand the need to sort of come up with a range so that you don't have just all kinds of dates there. But then there was a discussion about curing any of the discrepancies on the absentee ballot. The more I thought about it and then looked into it since then, I don't see anything in the election code or Act 77 that allows curing. And I thought I was trying to think of something that would be equivalent, some of the election board races, for instance, sometimes you get to pick 3 of the 5 candidates or something like that, right?
I'm sorry, when you said election board races?
Not election board, school board.
Thank you.
School board races, yeah, sorry.
Gotcha.
If I voted and then maybe I checked off all 5 boxes, and I realized that later I couldn't come back and cure that. And it seems to me that once I turn that mail-in ballot in, I just cast my ballot. And you can't, how could one person be allowed to cure a deficiency on it?
Isn't the curing
it's only for date,
on the date
yeah,
of the envelope?
correct, and signature, not your ballot.
Not the ballot itself, just
Yeah.
Right,
the date
but
itself.
it's still, under the election code, there's no provision for curing.
There is none, no,
Well,
either way.
And you didn't include anything like that in the resolution, it just became a topic of discussion, so I just think that needs to be clarified.
Well, and we'll make that so noted in
Yes.
the minutes today.
Yeah.
We'll
Thank you.
certainly do that. Thank you. Appreciate you bringing that to our attention. I'll note that it seems from what I've read, some counties have concluded that they will allow voters who have filled out and sent in the mail-in forms to come in and make the corrections. I think Washington County, on the other hand, voted 2-1 not to allow it. So it varies from county to county. And that's the dilemma that we face when the state election code is either silent or somewhat ambiguous, leaving it open to interpretation. That I would suggest if folks have concerns, they maybe want to talk to their legislators, because we can't change the election laws, only the legislators can do that. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. Other comments this afternoon? Hearing none, again, we'll reopen this before we adjourn. And speaking of the minutes, we have in our possession the minutes of the April 11 Board of Elections meeting. I give my colleagues a moment or two to look them over. Whenever you're ready, I could take a motion to accept the minutes and adopt them.
I move we accept the minutes.
I'll second.
Thank you both, gentlemen. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call, please.
Commissioner Sanada?
Yes.
Commissioner Kennedy?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. For the election director's report, it's been a past practice for the Board of Elections to meet the day before the election, partly just to open the meeting, and then we will be recessing this meeting, as we noted at the last meeting. We'll recess in the event there would be a need for us to convene in an emergency set of circumstances over the course of the next day or so. And but we also traditionally have met the day before the election just to make sure we're all on the same page. We'll get an update from the election director as to where things stand right now. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Germaini for his report.
Thank you. I certified the election voter registration statistics. I did that on the 15th. The deadline was to certify on the 18th. You know, voter registration closed down on the 8th. So what we got here for total voters in the county are 55,912, with Democrats at 20,865, and Republicans at 28,132. And there's various, you have, they only listed Libertarians at 260, and then other, which is the other off parties, at 6,655. But as we know, here in Lawrence County, we're only having the Democrats and Republicans for the primary. So I've had that, and I have the report on what we have for mail-in and absentee ballots. There have been 5,053 ballots sent out, with a return of, as of just a half hour ago, 3,802. So that's where we're standing with returns and ballots. I've been getting a lot more foot traffic today, and the drop box I've gone up about 3 times, and I've had many more coming in. So, you know, they have till 4 o'clock today to bring them in. And then of course tomorrow till 8 o'clock. So that's where we stand with mail-in ballots. I want to remind everybody that the polls open tomorrow at 7 a.m. They close at 8. And then we will have, that. And then also, where is it? I wanted to say that we intend to, I didn't grab it off the top here. Anyway, I want to say that there's an intent to pre-canvass, starts here in this office here at 7 o'clock. We will open the ballots, get them ready to scan. We'll scan the ballots, but in no way will we let out any results be known until 8 o'clock. So that's how we do it. Yeah, thank you. And that's about all I have. Oh, I do have one more thing. I have 15 unsigned ballots. I know Ms. Hahn was talking about the curing of ballots. We have contacted those voters. We gave them the opportunity to come in until 8 o'clock tomorrow to cure the ballot, to sign it or date it. So we have 15 of them. If they don't come in by 8 o'clock, those ballots will not be counted. They'll be set aside. And that's about all I have. All machines are out, everything's ready to go.
Yeah, you and I think Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, we did the public test Friday.
On Friday.
Yeah. Yep, and then Mr. Buck showed, and I went over that with him as well, chairman for the Democratic Party.
One of the things that took place over the weekend was the distribution of the materials. Poll workers from each precinct come in. Actually, some of them came here on Friday. I saw a
Yes.
couple of them come on
Yeah.
Friday, but then some of Tim's staff were here yesterday and Saturday. And the bulk of the documents were handed out. But I noticed even when I came in from lunch about 20 minutes ago, there was one of the townships.
Yeah,
They were picking them up. So I think you got most of them.
Most of them, I think there's maybe 2 left that somebody's gonna come and get, so, but we're on that, they'll be in.
Thank you.
They'll be in. But that's about all I have. I have ES&S representative here to work with us as always on election day. And we're ready to go. The machines everything's zeroed out. And we'll run reports and everything like that for tomorrow.
Is the ES&S person the person we've had in the past, or is it somebody new?
It's somebody we've had in the past. He's worked 3 elections with me.
Good.
Very good, very good. Michelle Miller was her name.
Mr. Kennedy, do you have questions for Mr. Germaini?
No, I'm good. I'll let you in with them.
Thank you. Mr. Sonata?
No, very thorough.
Thank you. Now, that's your report.
Mm-hmm.
And then under new business, we have general preparation for the primary. You're more than that.
Just that, like I said, the machines are out. We've notified all the judges. Everybody's ready at the polling spots, and we're prepared. We're prepared, ready to go. I'm anxious to get it going. So.
Okay. Chris, once again, any questions for?
No, it's straightforward, so get ready for tomorrow.
Thank you. Pam,
I'm
anything?
good.
Okay. Well, thank you. It's not printed on the agenda, but I am going to open it back up for public comments. I should, out of respect and courtesy, welcome our former county commissioner, Mr. Burek. Brian, it's always good to see you. You were sitting up here not too long ago, and then, of course, during your previous 2 terms, you've been through this drill a few times. We appreciate your being here today. Thank you. I'll open the floor for public comments, if anyone has any.
I just have,
Yes, Robin.
yeah, I just have a question. So if a person comes in with, like you said, you contacted the people that didn't sign their ballots, how do you get the contact information? Like, where do you get your phone numbers?
They put their number on the application when they apply for the ballot, and that's how we do it. So that, people are pretty good about putting their number on there.
Thank you for that question. Other comments at this time? Well, as we noted, our intent today is to recess the meeting rather than adjourn. And if the need would arise for us to convene, unless my colleagues object, I think we would first and foremost notify the Newcastle News. We would notify the party chairs of the Republican and Democratic county committees to let them know if this board is to reconvene. We will certainly get a hold of you by phone to make you aware of that. Let's hope it doesn't have to happen, but this is just a precautionary thing, just in case. Tim, anything else before we recess?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Chris?
Mr. Chairman, just a question. If we have to convene tomorrow, what would the lag time be? Because you just said that we would notify the 2 chairmen in Newcastle News. Is it a half hour? I mean, what,
I guess I would look at it,
an hour?
be dependent upon the need for us to convene. If it was an immediate emergency, we would still notify the Newcastle paper, the 2 party chairs. If it required us to meet as soon as possible, we're going to do that. We're not going to jeopardize. If it's something that would allow us a little lag time, then we'll do that. But I'm not going to treat an emergency lightly.
Sure.
And we'll stay close to our solicitor for his guidance and advice as well. By the way, he would normally be here today. He had a court hearing, that's why he's not with us this afternoon. I appreciate your.
No, I just wanna, because this is my first time doing this.
Yeah. Well, and also, if by some chance, let's assume one of you maybe had to deliver something to a polling place, let's say, and you're out in, Pulaski Township or Plain Grove Township, we'd obviously give you the time you need to get back.
Right, I understand. That's why, but this is a different, that's why I'm curious, just the whole process, how this happens.
Yeah, just please keep your cell phones on.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we're not gonna put a ball and chain on you and keep you in the building all day. But by the same token, please, you know, if you stay close enough by, but don't go to Erie for any reason.
I can be here in 10 minutes.
Okay. Anything else? Oh, yes, sir.
With that being said about emergency, I've been in contact with 911 center and we've coordinated that if there is any emergencies, I don't know, such as a power outage, bad storm, or, you know, things happen, they are fully prepared and on the wire, ready to go with generators, lights, Wi-Fi systems if they need to be up, and a number of other things. So they're prepared and fully ready and capable in case there is an emergency with elections.
And I know you indicated last time, the courts know the judge has to be
Right.
on call.
Right.
And I know that courts are well aware of that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Chris, anything else?
You've answered everything, Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Kennedy?
I'm good.
Okay. Well, we appreciate everybody joining us today. We hope that things go well tomorrow and hope that everybody gets out to vote. And with that being said, may I please request a motion to recess this board?
I move that we recess this board.
And that would be to the call of the
To
chair.
the call of the chair.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposing votes? Hearing none, this board stands in recess. Thank you all very much.
Thank
Thank you, Bill. You're heading south.
I'm heading south.
you.
See you guys in.